Welcome to the Smart Dating Academy podcast. I'm Bela Gandhi, the founder of Smart Dating Academy and your host. I started Smart Dating Academy in 2009 because I had this crazy knack of giving people dating advice that actually worked, that I took. I've been married for almost 25 years, and now my company helps people to date smarter and to find love. This podcast is meant to bring more love into your life, no matter where you are and what you do. And we're here to bring more life into your love. Smart daters, welcome back. I'm so excited to talk to you today about one of the most Googled questions in the dating world. And that question is, will dating a friend ruin the relationship? So let's jump right into this. So the answer to this question, as you might expect, is complicated. And there isn't a firm yes or a firm no. Let's just suffice it to say it's going to depend on you. It's going to depend on the friend. And it's going to depend on a whole lot of other variables. So to give you some context around this, I believe through personal experience that this can 150% be an amazing decision to date someone that you're friends with. Now, for those of you who might not know, Andy and I went to high school together, and we were friends in high school. We became better friends because we both went to college together, and we ended up living in the same dorm. And when you go to a school of 40,000 people, anybody that you know from home instantly becomes an even better friend the first day of college. So we became good friends. I came in with the boyfriend into college who went to the Naval Academy. Andy came in with the girlfriend who went to Madison, and we bonded over our long distance relationships. And we started studying together. We hung out together, and everybody that knew us told us, you two are meant to be together. And we're like, oh my gosh, no. I'm like, he's more like a girlfriend than a guy friend to me, right? And I always had a boyfriend. So I rotated through guys, and he was there for all of it. And one day when I started to get my dating mental house in order, I put together the predecessor to the Smart Dating Academy marriage map, which was my own process to look at all of my relationships, what worked, what didn't work, what drew me to these people, what was their responsibility in the breakup, what was mine. And so through this whole host of analyses that we still do today, it led me to look at Andy in a different light. And suffice it to say that a year later, we started dating. 3 years later, we got engaged, and we've now been married for over 25 years. So I believe, and I wanted to give you that context to let you know I have a lot of experience around this topic. So, but that was us, and that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be you. So let's take a step back. If you're friends with somebody and you're debating dating them, and I don't know if it's going to ruin the friendship or not. Remember, you've got some key advantages in this scenario already. You've seen this person, you've observed this person in different contexts, different scenarios for months, years, or decades, right? You've seen their goods, you've seen their bads, you've seen their highs, their lows, when they have work, when they're out of work, whatever it is. But you've seen this person kind of at their rawest, especially if you're really good friends, the way Andy and I were. So here's a list of 8 things to consider if dating a particular friend is going to ruin your friendship, or if it can be good for you. So the first thing I want you to consider is, what's changed for you? What's making you attracted to this person now, right? Did you witness them doing something that you found very alluring or intoxicating? Did something they say just strike a chord in you and made you feel really good about yourself and maybe tipped your feelings over the line, right? What changed? I want you to make sure that you aren't just hating the dating process. You're not hating being single and you're just using this person as Mr. or Miss Right Now versus Mr. or Miss Right, which is what I advocate for, because that's definitely not a good thing. And if you are just bored or lonely or think this is just like a casual thing you can do and, maybe be friends with benefits or really start dating them, but you're not super serious about it, that move will probably most likely end up with a relationship that is a dumpster fire and will end the friendship. So really understand what is making you want to date this person and put the mirror up to yourself and really hold yourself accountable. Or if you need to, talk to a friend, talk to a family member, schedule a consultation with a therapist or a coach and really talk through why you're considering dating one of your friends and is it healthy for you. Now, the second thing I want you to think about, this is a friend and you've observed them. How did they treat other people that they've been in relationships with? Were they good to them? Did they cheat on them? Were they ghosters? Did they talk badly about them? What was this person like in other relationships? Because guess what? Dear friend, I don't want you to think you're so special that you're going to change somebody. People show us who they are. It's up to us to believe them. If you don't like the way that they have showed up in their previous relationships, right? Maybe consider keeping this at a friendship level, because if this person doesn't have a good track record and cheats on and ghosts and breaks up with people, or maybe is emotionally avoidant, they might not be a good relationship bet for you. And dating them might or probably will cause your friendship to end. Now, the third thing that I want you to think about is when they've broken up with people, how did those breakups happen and how are the relationships with the people that they've broken up with? I know when Andy and I were considering dating, one of the conversations that I remember us having at 22 is, and we had no skeletons in our closets because we had been friends with each other. He knew everybody I dated. I knew everybody he dated. And so we both said to each other, like, we're both pretty nice, rational people. We don't burn bridges in our relationships. We've been pretty honest with our breakups, which has led to us being cordial or even friendly with our exes. So we figured, neither of us leave a trail of blood and disaster. So I think we'll be okay. Right. And so really think about, how is this person's relationship with people that they've broken up with, right? If somebody's coming back to slash their tires or something like that, you might want to consider just keeping this a friendship, or thinking, I don't know, this friendship might be ruined because this person isn't good relationship material. Now, the fourth thing that I want you to think about, right? We can get so intoxicated and sucked in because we know this person, we know their struggles, we know their ups and their downs, the insides of their daily lives. Maybe you both like art, maybe you both like to watch the same things on TV, but that doesn't necessarily mean that your friendship could be a good relationship. It means you have fun together as friends. What I want you to think about instead is, do you value the same things? Do you both want similar things out of life? Do you value honesty? Do you value ambition? Do you value extended family? What is it that you both value, and are you aligned with that? So the fact that you're listening to this podcast, maybe take some time to really introspect about your potential friend that could turn into something more. Do we value the same things? And if you don't know that, start to poke around to find out what this person values, right? Where do they want to be in 5 years, 10 years? What's their idea of success, right? You want to know these things before you hop into a relationship with someone based on, just premises that might not be important for a romantic relationship. Now, the fifth thing to think about before is dating a friend going to ruin the relationship, right? You want to really talk about and think about this particular friend. Do you like their other friends? Do you like the people they hang out with besides you? So if this person is hanging out with a bunch of slim shadies, people that aren't good people, that influence them in a negative way, that's just waiting to come back and bite you. So if you don't like their other friends, then I would say really consider if this friendship is something that you want to turn into a relationship, because I'm playing the long game here, right? The title of this podcast is Will Dating a Friend Ruin the Friendship? I'm saying, look at the friendship, but look at the things that are important in dating. And if these things don't align before you turn the friendship into a relationship, then you're going to be in much better shape for having not done that, for listening to this. Now, number 6, think about, we're good friends, but would we be good partners for each other? Good friends are one thing, but do your skills complement each other? Where you're strong, are they weak? Where they're weak, are you strong? Maybe they're more extroverted. Are you more introverted, right? They're super bold, but you're the softer side of them. Do your skills complement each other? Would you be good partners? Maybe you're terrible with money and you want someone who's going to be good with money and keep your financial house in order. Maybe you're messy and you want someone who's more neat. Think about these things and look at the person that you're friends with through the eyes of being in a relationship with them. So then you don't take a friendship and try to convert it into a relationship that doesn't work out, that's going to end up in flames. So the 7th thing that I want you to think about is, do you like their habits? Do you like the way they live their lives on a daily basis? Do you like what they do when they wake up in the morning? Do you like the fact that they work out every day, right? Do you like what they do for work? Do you respect what they do for work? Are they consistent with that? So really think about, what would it be like to cohabitate and shack up with this person? Do we live similar lives? Or am I an early riser and that person is a total late night person, right? By the time I have to get up, they're just going to bed. You might not be compatible in a romantic relationship. So, and the 8th and final point, what I want you to think about is, how is their relationship with their family, right? I know we can't pick our families of origins. And I know some of us have parents that, maybe we didn't want to have or didn't treat us as well as they could. They did the best that they could. But look at how this person relates to their extended family, their mom, their dad. Maybe there are 2 moms, there are 2 dads, their siblings, their aunts, their uncles. Do they have good relationships with their family? Do they value family? Can they keep up relationships with people, right? These are all so important to think about before you take a friendship and just kind of mindlessly turn it into a relationship because this person is a good bet. If you don't have these 8 things thought about and sorted out, I would say tread carefully before you transfer this friendship into a romantic relationship, because if the romantic relationship doesn't work out, your friendship will be affected, right? And realize, if you decide that you're going to move forward with things, okay, you've heard these 8 points and you're like, yeah, you know what? I got all this. I want to date this person. I want to take our friendship to a relationship. Well, know that it's going to feel awkward in the beginning because you're entering a new phase of a relationship. You've been friends with this person, right? When you make out with this person, maybe you sleep over at this person's house, it's going to feel a little bit awkward because it's a brand new context for this individual. Friendships are very different than romances. Now, remember, I think a great friendship is the key to a long-term romance and a friendship. But it's got to be a friendship that has these things aligned as well before you jump into a romance. And if you decide to flip it over the line, like Andy and I did so many years ago, make sure that you're so honest with each other at every step. Don't hold anything back. Honesty and being able to use your voice and having communication in this romantic relationship is going to be so important for you. Don't revert back to old patterns where you don't have a voice or you're afraid of saying something because you're afraid this person is going to leave you. Trust your instincts and trust that you can use your voice, because if this is a friend, they're going to want to know your honest truth at every step of the game. And no, guys, no matter what, when you convert a friendship to a relationship, I hope it stands the test of time like mine did, but realize that even with best intentions, if your romantic relationship doesn't work out and you can go back to being friends, understand that you're not going to have the same friendship you had before the romance started. For most people, that friendship evolves into something different. Maybe you won't feel as close. Maybe one of you caught stronger feelings for the other, but just know that your relationship will come out the other side different than it is now. And you can remain friends if you're both careful, but it's definitely going to be a different relationship. So I hope today these 8 points answer your question about, will dating a friend ruin the friendship? Well, play the long game. Think about these 8 things before you decide to convert this friendship into something that you want, somebody that you want to date. But if these 8 things all align, then I think for both of you, and that's key, these things have to align for both of you, that you have a really good shot of taking an amazing friendship and turning it into a romance that will stand the test of time. So I wish you all that as well. If you haven't yet subscribed to our newsletter, go to smartdatingacademy.com and fill out any contact form. Follow me on Instagram at Smart Dating Academy. And if you're really ready to take a leap into dating, then schedule a one-on-one consultation, invest in yourself, buy one on our website with me for 30 or 60 minutes, or jump into our VIP coaching program for 3, 6, or 12 months. That's where you will make the biggest changes of your life for the positive. Trust me, I've been doing this for 14 years. I will wrap you in pink sparkly bubble wrap and make sure that you don't get hurt along the way. So I look forward to talking to you again next week on another loving dating and relationship topic. And until then, have a beautiful week.